Have you ever had a memory so vivid, so crystal clear that you could smell the air, feel the texture of the walls, hear the background sounds? Now, what if I told you that perfect memory might be a complete fabrication, not a fuzzy recollection, not a mixer, a deliberately planted false reality inserted into your mind and seed with emotional glue so strong that your brain would fight to protect it as truth. This isn't science fiction, it's science fact. It's called memory implantation. And it's not just a research curiosity, it's a weapon. We are living in an age where your past, your identity, your sense of who you are can be rewritten without your consent. It's happening through media, through algorithms, through personal relationships, and sometimes through techniques so advanced they make hypnosis look like a party trick. The scariest part, your mind wants to believe the lie because your brain is designed not to store truth but to store a coherent story. If the story feels whole, your brain will not question it. And if they control the story, they control you. Moving with first one, the science they hide from you. Let's start with something you probably weren't told in school. Memory is not a recording, it's not a file you play back. It's more like a story your brain recreates every time you recall it, pulling together scraps of sensory data, emotions, and eruptions to rebuild the moment. This means every recall is an edit session. Every time you remember, you change it. You add details that weren't there. You lose details that were. Now imagine someone knowing this and intentionally guiding your brain during recall, subtly injecting new details, removing old ones until the memory becomes something entirely different. The Loftus and Palmer study in the 1970s proved this. Witnesses were asked how fast cars were going when they hit versus when they smashed into each other. Just that one word, smashed, made people remember broken glass that wasn't there. If a single word can rewrite a memory, what could years of media exposures do? What could targeting algorithms do? What could a government program do with that power? Which brings us to MK Ultra, you can say, the CIA's secret project in the mid 20th century, officially shut down. It tested drugs, sensory deprivation, and psychological manipulation. Buried in its records are references to memory erasure and memory creation, not as side effects but as objectives. Moving with next one, why they would want to rewrite your past. Why would anyone go to the trouble of editing your memories? Because your memories are the foundation of your identity. Change someone's memory and you change their beliefs. Change their beliefs and you change their behavior. Political regimes have done this openly. Textbooks revised, historical events reframed, whole generations believing something that never happened, while actual history is buried or destroyed. Corporations do it too, crafting fast nostalgia. Think of jingles from your childhood, mascots, or limited edition products that make you feel a warmer familiarity. That familiarity may not even come from your personal experience. It can be built from cultural memory, from repetition, from carefully engineered emotional cues. In personal relationships, memory rewriting is called gaslighting. An abuser convinces you that events didn't happen the way you remember or didn't happen at all. Eventually, you start doubting yourself, questioning your own mind until the fast version of reality feels safer to believe than the truth. This is psychological warfare at the most intimate level. It's not about controlling what you think, it's about controlling what you think you experience. Going with next one, the implantation process. So, how exactly do you insert a fast memory? Here's the four-step playbook for you. First, suggestion, the seed, an idea reframed as possible or likely. Second, emotional trigger, attach the idea to strong foundation like fear, joy, nostalgia. Third, reinforcement, repeat the fast version until the original is overwritten. Fourth, confirmation bias. Once the brain believes the memory, it will look for evidence to support it, even inventing it if necessary. This is why eyewitness testimony is among the weakest forms of legal evidence. Memory can be bent, twisted, even fabricated entirely, while the person remains certain is true. When big tech companies decide what you see, what you don't see, and what you are reminded of, they are running this process at a planetary scale. Moving with next one, the hidden past in your mind. Most people think their earliest memory is at age 3 or 4, but neuroscience shows the brain can store impressions from infancy, sometimes earlier, in a form called implicit memory. These aren't full video replays memories. They are sensations, emotions, body responses. If you ever had an unexplainable fear of sound, smell, or place, it may be a fragment from an event that you cannot consciously recall. Trauma can lock memories away. They get buried, not deleted. The mind develops protective walls around them. Behind those walls might be the real source of a fear you have carried all your life. A truth about someone close to you that you have forgotten, or the actual version of an event you were told didn't happen. We with next one, the algorithm and memory control. Welcome to the digital age of memory engineering. Social media memories aren't chronological, they are curated. You are reminded of certain moments and not others to shape your identity, emotions, and decisions. If the platform never shows you a post, does that moment exist in your mind? If you never revisit a picture, does it fade from memory? And if they feed you a manipulated version, will you even notice? This is not just influence, this is active reality editing. And the longer it runs, the less of you remains. Moving with next one, the recovery process they fear. You can fight back. You can recover what's been hidden or altered. Methods. First, dream journaling. The subconscious slips truths into dreams before your conscious defenses erase them. Second, sensory triggers. Visiting places, hearing sounds, smelling scents from your past can unlock buried data. Third, nonlinear recall. Instead of telling a story from start to finish, list all fragments even out of order. Yeah, you heard it right. List all fragments even out of order. Some recovered memories are painful. That's why the system wants you to leave them buried. Painful memories can also be powerful. They can give you clarity, motivation, and the ability to break free. Going with the final key. The ultimate present isn't steel and concrete. It's invisible. Yeah, you heard it right. It's invisible, built in your mind. Every false memory accepted, every real memory erased, every doubt smothered. Another bar in the cage. But once you see it, you can pick the lock. Every time you question your past, you weaken their grip. Every time you find a fragment of truth, you make their system less stable. Every time you refuse to accept the story without evidence, you take back a piece of yourself. If you are still watching, you are not a average. You are willing to question your own mind. Tonight, write down your earliest clear memory. Ask, how do I know this is real? Whose words, pictures, facts built this memory? If this opened your eyes, subscribe and share it. Because the moment enough of us unlock our true memories, their control ends.